Hey everybody, Survivor Kid Outdoors, and today we're going to be making a raft. And to make the raft, I got some materials, and they're pretty heavy, so that's why I already got them ready. But these are the materials needed. You're going to need 2 small sticks like this one that I'm wiggling. You're going to need about 2 medium sticks that I'm wiggling. And you're going to need 2 pretty big giant logs that I'm wiggling. And also you're going to need a lot of strong vine there. And we're going to start out making it. Okay. And I'm going to put it in the water when I'm finally done with it. But what you're going to need first is to just go ahead and build the frame so that you won't have to tie piece by piece. Just go ahead and make the frame out, and I'll show you. You're going to take your big giant log, shoot them in. Once I get this down here, I'm going to show you. Once I get it ready, I'm going to show you what I mean, what to do. And look at this. I was just searching around and I found this really cool rock here. And it looks like it could be flint, so I'll try that out with my knife later. But, okay, so one thing you're going to want to do is space out your big logs like I have them now. Space them out about a yard and a half away from each other. About a yard away from each other like that. And then I'll show you what I'm doing next. I'm going to put this camera down right here. And then you're going to take your 2 small sticks and put them on the end of each part of the raft. Put them on the end of each part of the raft like that. And then the other one goes on the other end of the raft. So when you have this kind of shape. See, it's kind of like a rectangular shape. You're going to want that shape. Then those other 2 big medium-sized logs are going to go in the middle of the 2 big logs. And I'll show you that when I'm done with that. Alright, so I got one. Now I'm going to take the next one and put it in the middle also. Okay. So now I'm going to roll them together to where I'm able to stand on them. Okay. Then what you're left with once you're all done framing it out, you're left with this little shape of this kind of raft looking thing. Then you're going to take your vine, your good rope or vine, just tie it around there, around there, around there, around there, and back on that side too. And you're going to need a lot of vine because you can't use tiny pieces or it's not going to like tie good because they're tiny. And so you're going to need big, good pieces of vine. Okay, so now I got this big piece of vine here. I'm just going to tie this into these two middle parts right here. And I'll show you what I mean when I'm done tying it up. Okay, once you've tied it on there pretty good, you should have a little bit of tying just to hold these onto this piece right here without coming off. Right. Then you're going to take some more vine and tie it to the ends. So that this going in here, I'm going to tie it, get it bent up some. Right around this part on the other side, right here. You want it to be tied pretty good and tight so it doesn't break off, because then you'll be in the middle of nowhere on the water. It's going to break, and then you're going to fall into the water and have nothing to float onto. Okay, now I got that end, the middle, now I got to get that end, and then I got to go to the front and do it, and then I'll be finished. This vine here is not quite as strong as that vine that I was just using, so I'm going to have to use this one. Invaluable tool. And now I'm going to tie this end right here, and I'll be finished with this this back side right here once I tie this. So I'm going to tie this. It's not as strong as the other one, just know. So I'm going to have to tie it kind of carefully. It's pretty strong, it's just not quite as strong as that other one that I just had. Alright, so now I'm finished with this back side. As you can see, I got a vine there, there, and over there. So now I need to do the same exact thing on the front side, and I'll be finished for the raft, and then I'm going to put it in the water and see how it does. So I got this much vine left. I got this whole, if I break this, this vine, and this little tiny piece of vine here is all I got left. That should do for now. This one's gonna go on this side right down here. Now I'm gonna try to get this tied to this end. Oh, it's not what it is. Alright. No. Okay. Now all I need to do is tie this middle part to that left side, and I will be done with the raft. I'm going to put it in the water and see how it does as it floats away. Right, so I got this heavy vine right here is going to go in the middle, right? And then this double amount of vine is going to go on the right side, because the right side has a bigger log. So I'm going to take this, put this in the middle. Okay, now I just need one more thing of vine, and I'll be finished with the raft. Put it in the water and see how it does. Alright, well, I've finished the raft. It's been tied up, it's been done. Now I'm going to show you it. See here, we got that tied up, got the middle tied up, we got this side tied up with some really strong vine. And back this way, we got that tied up with double, that tied up, and this tied up. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pull it into the water and see how it does to hold me up. How to hold me up. And if it does a good job, then I'll keep it. If it does a bad job, I'll let it out. I'm going to pull it in carefully so I don't mess up any of the tying of the rope and stuff. Something you don't want to get messed up. Start moving forward. That part. I'm going to pull this. Let's go ahead and pull this into the water. And I'm going to come back this way. Getting a little bit stopped with some tying up. I'm going to tie this back. get it on there pretty tight. Okay, now I'm just gonna keep trying to get it in the water up there. Now that part's in the water. Now I'm gonna pull this back forward some. Pull this side up. Alright, it's starting to get pulled away by the current a little bit. If I can get it in the water all the way, I can just have the current pull it in the water. If I can get it in the water enough. This part's going to go down some. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the direction of the camera just so you guys can see what I'm doing here. Okay. Doing this into the water, it floats. That's a good thing. The current's bringing it in pretty well. I'm going to put this on there tighter, somewhat on there tighter. Right now, what's happening is the current is actually pulling my raft into the water itself. And that helps me get it in the water. Okay, now, getting it. Okay, now the whole raft's in the water. Getting a little bit tangled up over this way. We'll pull it back somewhat this way so you can get it to, I can show y'all how it does. Okay, now I'm trying to pull the raft frontwards because the current's trying to bring this back part into the water. I'm going to go over here, get this part to turn. Now everything's getting a little bit tangled up because of the current trying to pull my raft back this way. Okay, now I'm going to pull this. And you pull it all the way back towards the camera and show y'all what I'm doing. Okay, so you can kind of see my raft getting in the water somewhat. Now I'm just going to turn it this way. Now it's actually on the whole water. And you can see me. I'm in the water. You can see me. And now I'm going to let my raft carry me downstream. See how it does. I actually got to stand on it instead. Alright. My raft is actually not doing a bad job. Carrying me. Just going to bring this back that way some. But my raft's actually carrying me pretty well. It floats. I get carried. And it works out. Yep, I'm being carried by my raft right now. It floats. And it does actually carry me. myself. My raft is doing a good job of being a raft. So what I'm going to do, since it works, I'm going to keep my raft on here. And on this top. And it works, it holds my weight, and it does everything good, so that's a good thing. It floats too. And I'm not doing that bad. Carrying me away. I'm getting a little bit wet on my pants, but other than that, it worked out pretty well. Now that my raft has been built and I'm on it, I can let it float away. It holds up my weight, and it works out pretty good. It's carrying me right now. I'm losing my balance because I'm trying to stay on it without falling. But so yeah, that's the video on how to make a raft. It works, it floats, and it does everything good for me. Right now it's just floating away. Forgot to pull it in, so it's not that bad. But yeah, it's good. It floats. Right now it's just floating away now. I'm watching it. I'll let you guys see it as it's floating away. And you can see it in the water. It's gotten a little bit crooked because I was pushing it, but that's it, floating on the water. Now it's going away pretty fast. Now it actually got stopped. But it gets off the rocks and now it's floating under my fishing spot. But that's how you make a raft. Floats is good. And I'll see you next time.